Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the Awesome Walter YouTube channel. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when new videos are going up. Hello everybody, Walter here. I'm at the Channel Awesome Studios in our podcasting / live streaming room. A while back, and forgive me because this video is a long time coming, I put out a couple posts on Twitter and Facebook and even on our community page right here on the channel and asked you guys if you had any questions. I wanted to announce a few things about the future of the channel on here too. So we're going to get into it right now. We'll go with Facebook first for some of these questions. So let's go into it now. Mark O'Hare asks, will Top 5 ever come back for a special? I have said this in the past that I would like to bring Top 5 back for like one-off appearances on the main Channel Awesome channel, but I just haven't really had much time to do that. I wanted to do Gargoyles best episodes, but I started watching that and just got caught up with a lot of stuff for Fanscription, and other things got in the way work-wise and personal-wise, so I have not been able to get back on that, but I will eventually. We did some storyline type things that the show is known for in its later days, and I'll have that involved in this Gargoyles episode, so stay tuned for that. I'm not sure when it's going to be coming out, but it's something to look forward to down the line for sure. Will you have a show about making your own cool Power Ranger cosplays, the ones with the leather jackets? I've gotten requests for this before to do like tutorials, cosplay tutorials for those. I would like to do that. It would be something semi-easy to do and would definitely make for some fun video editing and everything for me to put together. Victor asks, what is your favorite film so far to come out this year? Let's look through the list of 2019 films and we'll pick out some of my favorites. Let's see. Now, granted, I have not seen a lot of movies this year. I've seen what I can. But let's dig through and see what are some of my favorites. Us, I liked a lot. I didn't like it as much as Get Out, but I really liked Us. Avengers Endgame, of course, got to point that out. What a great ending to the that first big part of the MCU. I still love Avengers Endgame. I watched it at Porter's house not too long after it came out on Blu-ray, and it's just so great. It makes me tear up and get this feeling in my chest when everyone comes out of the sling rings and stuff. It gives me so much emotion. Love that movie, absolutely. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was really, really good. Not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, but something I really enjoyed, and I liked the weird pacing of it and just what they did with the history and everything involving the Manson family and all that, and how it's not really about them. They're kind of in the background. It was really interesting. I like that movie a lot. That's probably all of the movies that I've seen that have been out so far this year that I've really, really liked. I haven't been able to see a lot of the really critically acclaimed ones, so I've just been too busy, and I feel bad about that. In past years, I've been able to see more, so, I mean, hopefully I'll like something more. Probably the top one right now is, I guess, Joker, but as the year goes along, hopefully I'll like some more stuff. Craig on Facebook asks, what is the one thing you want to review but never got around to? That is a good question. I think right now, there's so many top 5s I wanted to do that we never got to do. Gargoyles, like I mentioned earlier, being one of them, but we'll rectify that soon. There's a lot of actors I wanted to do that we never got to. It's just so much work to get those together. It's a lot of time, and doing that on a weekly, consistent basis I had no personal life, guys. That was all I was doing. Yeah, there's a lot of actors, there's a lot of shows. I guess the top 5 best and worst Rocky moments would be something that I would like to talk about too, but I mean, it's not exactly a movie review, but to go in depth and talk about that stuff would be great. Okay, that's all for Facebook. Let's move on to Twitter. Lauren on Twitter asks, what motivated you to pursue acting and directing? Well, Lauren, I guess that a lot of Christopher Nolan movies. I mean, the Batman Begins was kind of the big kickoff for me getting into his stuff. I love Memento. I love The Prestige. I love Inception. That's his favorite, my favorite movie of his. And just seeing the depth that went into, and what's really possible in terms of expanding ideas and just the cinematic way he did things, that kind of drew me into things. Christian Bale drew me into acting absolutely 100%. And that's not the first thing I ever saw that was like, oh, that, maybe I could make things because of that. But it is something that was probably the strongest influence for me. And I don't really make anything like Christopher Nolan. I don't try to. I'm not that smart. Yeah, it was that kind of stuff. It was, just loving to get up kind of and make people laugh and that kind of stuff. In high school, I did plays and group interp, which is like speech when you go out and tour around to different schools, and it's like a competitive type play or performance. That was great. And just seeing other people do it, I think, drew me in. Just something about that always drew me into it. And I've always been writing stories since I was a little kid. I think since Goosebumps, I wrote like scary stories and always drawing and things like that. So I've always been drawn to that. I guess Goosebumps, you could say, is like for writing is a big influence in terms of just getting me into it. And then later, like the Christopher Nolan movies and Christian Bale specifically too, acting wise. Christopher Russo on Twitter, he has a few questions. We'll handle these one by one. Any possibility of Infinity Trinity coming to YouTube? Well, funny you should mention that. I can say for sure that I will be making an announcement on the future of Infinity Trinity very soon. It'll be posted here as its own separate video, so make sure you stay tuned right here for that. Make sure you subscribe if you want to hear about Infinity Trinity stuff. And I'm going to be pushing that so hardcore to everywhere I can. I really want as many people to see that as possible. So just stay tuned on this channel for an announcement about the debut of the Infinity Trinity, which will be happening soon. I promise. Before the end of the year, for sure, it will be available on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. So just keep an eye out for it, my announcement, which will be coming out soon, Christopher. He also asks, what strengths of your talents, acting, directing, editing, do you feel have changed the most the last few years? Definitely editing. Editing, 100% for sure. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The quicker pace, you could get up to when you're putting things together. It just takes time with getting through things. Oh, this needs to be quicker. It's always about making things quicker. Very seldom do you think, I need to give this more room to breathe. I'm not making movies as consistently as I used to. These are just videos, like the fanscription videos and thing in like top 5, doing that every week, and Awesome Comics and Timmer's Never Seen. It's just about creating a pace and sticking to it. And yeah, editing for sure, I've definitely improved at, and that's changed a lot over the past few years. His final question, any newer projects coming up that you are looking forward to most? Yes. I just got back from LA a couple weeks ago, where we debuted our short film called The Redeemer. My best friend Harry Locke, who directed the City of Gold movie that I was in. I'm also in this one, playing multiple parts in The Redeemer. This is a short film that he got to write himself. In this one, Harry had complete creative control. He really got to go into it and make something great. And Harry's an excellent writer. He always has been. And to see him actually take a story that he's wanted to do for so long. We've always talked about making a Western, and that's what this is. It's sort of this Western with sort of supernatural elements to it. And, starting that from the bottom of creating that story and bringing it up through, he edited that himself too. So just being on set for that was amazing. I'm not sure if the short film will be available. It's touring around in film festivals right now, so I'll be making announcements on my Twitter and Facebook about where you can catch it. But we're trying to make a feature film version out of it, and we're trying to get funding for that. And that's like a legit movie that we're trying to make for real, for some kind of streaming release. So stay tuned for that. The Redeemer is the name of it, but that's something that I've worked on recently that I'm very, very excited for people to see in some form sometime soon. Shelby on Twitter asks, do you do your own makeup? And what's been your favorite character to play? I posted a picture of me in like the Joker makeup for this. So no, I don't do my own makeup most of the time. That's Jim or Tamara did that stuff. What's been my favorite character to play? It's gotta be Zack Snyder. Just creating a character that's not even anything like the actual person, and it just kind of riffing off of some of his more extreme, quotes that he's made, and some of the perceived, attitudes that he's had towards the characters that he's been in charge of. That's been a lot of fun. The Joker is a close second, though. I love putting on the suit and just dancing around like a buffoon. So yeah, Zack Snyder and then the Joker is a close second. So over to our community post on the YouTube channel. Arcus asks, will you be doing more wrestling videos, especially since AEW has started? This was from a while ago, so I've watched every episode of AEW Dynamite so far, except one which my DVR didn't record for some reason, but I've been enjoying it very much. The first few weeks after the first episode, there was no stories being told. It just seemed to be match. But they've broken that up now, and there's some really good stuff with Cody and Chris Jericho. Man, that was so great. And there's a lot of stuff going on that I really like about AEW. I would love to do more wrestling stuff. A lot of times that's really hit or miss on if anybody even cares about that on this channel. So, I mean, maybe, I would like to do more wrestling stuff. AEW specific stuff, I'm not so sure, but we'll see. Jake on YouTube asks, hey Walter, have you seen the Dark Crystal Resistance series on Netflix? Yes, I have, and it is so great. Ellie asks, with the reimagining of movie plots used in fanscription, has this kind of work inspired ideas for more original projects? If so, and if you can divulge, what are they? Nothing's directly inspired me from fanscription to write something like, oh, this is a good idea here, to use this, in something else. I definitely like my certain set of themes, absolutely. I love nature versus nurture is a thing that pops up in a lot of my work, and you could see that bleed into fanscription a little bit, but nothing that I've done for fanscription specifically has inspired me to do something something original. I have original ideas all the time that I write notes for, sometimes really long notes. I have this Superman idea that kind of, when I first started fanscription and the first one, the Rocky IV one, did pretty well, and we decided to keep going with it as a series. The Superman idea that I had was more of an original story that I just wanted to make. And then the more I thought about it, like, maybe this could be a fanscription episode, so we can blend sort of the original ideas with fanscription and make something still a part of the fanscription series, but something a little separate. And more original to incorporate that into. I think that eventually you'll see that. It's like my dream fanscription. It's a Superman one. It keeps the character as he should be and pushes him in new ways. And I think Superman can so easily go down the wrong path depending on who's behind the camera and behind the creative side of things. So I really want to do that sometime soon. It'll be down the road a little bit, so it won't be super soon. No pun intended there. But, I think Superman would be an original idea that I could incorporate into the fanscription idea and still make something out of it that you guys could watch and enjoy. That's something that I would love to really dig into the concept art of the show and have either a lot of concept art more than usual or have some really short animated sequences maybe. So that's my dream fanscription. Maybe sometime next year I could do it. Just keep an eye out for it. James on YouTube asks, are you ever going to write and or direct an episode of Nostalgia Critic? Well, I did co-write the episodes for Toonami and Fox Kids, so I've done part of that already. I don't think there's any need for me to write a full episode or direct a full episode of Nostalgia Critic. I mean, people would hate it, I think, because it's not Doug. Doug's got that pretty well under control. If there's ever some crazy weird thing where I don't know, like an April Fool's thing where we switch spots or something, maybe he did a fanscription episode where I did a Nostalgia Critic, or I don't know, something weird like that. I'm sure I'd be down to do it. I mean, I think I know Doug's Nostalgia Critic voice well enough. I've been a fan for so long that I could come up with something that would be at least similar to what he would do. But that would be fun. But I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But I wouldn't be opposed to it if the opportunity arose. Thank you guys for the questions. I really appreciate it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, and make sure you subscribe right here for more updates. I'll probably post some more community posts because that was fun just to get a couple feedback answers from you guys on things. This channel will keep expanding. I'm not going to abandon it. I know sometimes there's long periods where I don't post, but that's just the nature of the game when I have a lot of other stuff on my plate. And my main obligation is going to be Channel Awesome and fanscription. There's new stuff that I know we've been teasing for so long now, but new stuff that will be up at some point soon on Channel Awesome, I promise. So just keep an eye out for that stuff. In terms of personal projects, the Infinity Trinity, which debuted in our theater premiere back in June of this year, will be up on YouTube very soon. Keep an eye out for an announcement on this channel when it will be up. I really want you guys to see it and share it out. I'm going to be promoting it a lot, so keep an eye out for that. It will be up soon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later, and leave some more comments about what you guys want to see in the future. Any kind of other wrestling videos, any kind of specific videos, leave some comments below and let me know what you want me to talk about or review or anything like that. Thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for more videos here and more Fanscription episodes and new Channel Awesome content over on that YouTube channel. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.